When you build a cabinet out of Fox News personalities, you end up with Fox News results. And that's exactly what Donald Trump is experiencing with Pete Hegseth. Sure, he can go on TV, play the part, and loudly defend his leader, but when it comes to actually delivering, the results just aren't there. Even within MAGA circles, frustration is growing as his latest scandal sparks infighting inside an administration already drowning in chaos. We're going to break it all down, but before we dive in, if you're enjoying this content, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps support our work. Now, before we get into the costly Hegseth scandal, let's start with another Fox host who's been raising real questions, Jessica Tarlov.
Public today, or what they're feeling about the economy.
Is this another poll?
No, it's not actually.
Please,
it's headlines.
Oh my God.
Headlines.
In wake of Trump tariffs, John Deere announces mass layoffs. PepsiCo will increase carbonated soft drink concentrate prices by 10%. Sony is raising PS5 prices in the U.S. by $50 across all models, and electric bills are up 10% so far this year. The election, you can say it was about whatever you want, it was about cost of living. That's what it came down to. People said inflation hadn't come down enough. Joe Biden doesn't feel my pain. I don't want to hear about Bidenomics.
What's the inflation?
Donald Trump has not.
Kamala was the nominee, by the way.
But it
Kamala was.
No, I'm well aware of how the election, but it was about the Biden administration.
I was worried you were going to say that Diet Coke was going up in price, and then
no, just
when that
Pepsi
happens,
prices.
you better call me.
Well, Coke actually did say that they were going to be raising prices.
Oh my gosh, I'll have to drink water.
Well, it's that Coke, Dana, so don't worry.
Oh, good. Okay.
Donald Trump has failed to deliver on a single promise he made about lowering costs. He campaigned on affordability, yet we've seen the exact opposite. His economic agenda doesn't work, and even he doesn't seem to understand it. What he does know how to do is send letters, act tough, and then watch the fallout land on everyone else, while his wealthy friends benefit from it all. And that brings us to Pete Hegseth, who's been cashing in on the system in his own way. Part of that is tied to his latest scandal, but the first glimpse of it comes in his attempt to act tough with J.D. Vance. Let's take a look at that before we get into the chaos that followed inside MAGA world.
It's going to keep on going until we make America, and D.C. in particular, a safe place again.
What evidence do you have or that the DOJ has? Are you going to be releasing it?
I'm sorry?
Are you going to be releasing evidence of this?
Of what? That D.C. has a terrible crime problem? You just got to look around. Obviously, D.C. has a terrible crime problem. The Department of Justice statistics back it up. The FBI statistics back it up. Just talk to a resident of this city, this beautiful, great American city. Don't they deserve... we talk about human rights. We hear these people outside screaming, "Free D.C." Let's free D.C. from lawlessness. Let's free Washington, D.C. from one of the highest murder rates in the entire world. Let's free Washington, D.C. so that young families can walk around and feel safe and secure. That's what we're trying to free D.C. from. And as Stephen said, it's kind of bizarre that we have a bunch of old, primarily white people who are out there protesting the policies that keep people safe when they've never felt danger in their entire lives.
This is a perfect metaphor for the Trump presidency. J.D. Vance, Stephen Miller, Pete Hegseth going to a location in which they are causing chaos, saying that chaos is happening and they need to solve it, and then running away back home to do nothing. That is what this administration is all about. They like to create problems, point them out, say we need to solve them, and then when they eventually give up on their idiotic scheme, say, "Look at us. We're incredible. We're doing a great job." But of course, that's not what's happening in D.C. Just because Pete Hegseth wants to stand there like an idiot and pretend like he's a big, strong, tough guy, even though he can't do a pull-up correctly, which you'd think, considering the whole point of Pete Hegseth is like, ooh, I'm a big, strong macho man. He'd be able to not do the worm flippy pull-up that we talked about the other day. But no. Pete Hegseth has been just as bad, if not maybe worse, than any member of Donald Trump's cabinet. And even MAGA is starting to agree with the latest leak causing a scandal at the Pentagon. MAGA melts down at Hegseth obscene security spending being exposed. MAGA Nation is having a full-blown meltdown after Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's unusually large personal security detail was exposed on Wednesday. Members of Donald Trump's administration tore into the Washington Post, which reported that Hegseth's extensive personal security requirements are straining the Army agency tasked with protecting him. According to the paper, the Army's Criminal Investigation Division has been forced to pull agents from criminal investigations to safeguard Hegseth family residents in Minnesota, Tennessee, and D.C. Representative Anna Paulina Luna, an ally of Trump, went as far as to accuse the publication of treason as she called for the FBI to open an official investigation into the leakers and hackers who printed it. The outrage comes after an unnamed CID official told the Post they had never seen this many security teams for one guy. Nobody has. White House officials condemned the reporting as irresponsible in light of last year's assassination attempts against Trump on July 13, 2024, which resulted in the killing of a firefighter and an attempt later in the month against Trump. In the wake of two assassination attempts against Donald Trump, ICE agents facing a 100% increase in assaults and repeated threats of retaliation from Iran for striking their nuclear capacities. It's astonishing that the Washington Post is criticizing a high-ranking cabinet official for receiving appropriate security protection, especially after doxing the DHS secretary last week. MAGA's latest outrage after the Pentagon leak isn't just about the leak, it's about Pete Hegseth's spending. Reports say he's been using taxpayer money wastefully, even as Republicans call security for their opponents too expensive. Meanwhile, Hegseth tries to look tough on TV, but critics say his leadership at the Pentagon is weak and chaotic. And now, Democrats like Nicole Wallace and Eric Swalwell are pushing back.
As the state of California responds to and fights back against the blatant political power grab in Texas with its own redistricting effort, that state's Governor Gavin Newsom is fighting for a different kind of power in today's political landscape. Attention, Newsom's press office for the past week and a half has been flooding the zone by flooding social media posts with posts that mimic Donald Trump's style and doing what no Democrat has tried for the last 9 years in dealing with Donald Trump, beating Donald Trump at his own game. Since Donald Trump posted a fake Time magazine cover of himself as king, Gavin Newsom's team did the same thing. In one post, Gavin Newsom calls MAGA Republicans, quote, snowflakes in all caps. In another, he says this, quote, Donald is finished. He is no longer hot. First the hands, so tiny, and now me, Gavin C. Newsom, have taken away his step. Many are saying he can't even do the big stairs on Air Force One anymore, uses the little baby stairs now. Sad, referring to a picture of Donald Trump alongside Vladimir Putin. He just wrote, vaxxed, and Newsom has already captured the visual style of the quintessential Trump post. There's the retweet of buff Gavin Newsom holding an American flag, or maybe the real winner, a portrait of himself surrounded by Kid Rock, Tucker Carlson, and Hulk Hogan. Newsom's social media campaign is clearly getting under the skin of many on the right.
I don't know what he's trying to do, but it comes across as childish. And you're the governor of the biggest state in the union. What are you doing?
This is a sitting governor. You know, those are Congress people. And it feels like we're watching a summer camp skit. We're watching slam poetry. We're watching these attention seekers that are just so wrapped up in clickbait, and they are supposed to be governing.
Hypocrisy is dying a sad and tragic death right now. Say the anchors from the network that paid $800 million for their lies. Now, if the hypocrisy in all of this isn't clear enough, if it doesn't smack you on the side of the head, here's what podcaster and radio host Charlemagne the God had to say about Fox News' reaction there.
Have you ever told the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America to stop? Have you ever told the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America that they need to be more serious, to act like it's cool when Trump do it, but it's a problem when Gavin does it? Knock it off.
It's good for the goose. You know how that goes. Joining our coverage, Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell of California. Matt and Alex are still here as well. Congressman, what do you think about this double standard from Fox, and what do you think about what Governor Newsom is doing?
I freaking love what Governor Newsom is doing, because that's what offense looks like, and we don't see enough Democrats, frankly, doing that. We have to be in more spaces, more places, and always on to voters means always honest. And Donald Trump, for all of his warts and all of his corruption and incompetency, he's always on. And so when he makes a mistake, he is on an hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later, and it diminishes how the public views him. If we were always on with our ideas and our values, it will project authenticity and who we really are. And so you're seeing Governor Newsom, I think, most effectively do that. And I also like, Nicole, that he's on offense. You have to either put Donald Trump on his heels, or he's going to put the most vulnerable in our community on theirs. And that's what this move is. And more Democrats, particularly governors, should model this and step up.
This is the approach we need right now. Fighting back, staying sharp, and delivering our message everywhere, every day. That's exactly what we'll keep doing on this show. If you'd like to support the work, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and if you made it to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Until next time, I will see you soon.